Oh, wow. Real people talk. So, this is 36-year-old skin without any lotion, without any face washing. This is just waking up in the morning. So I read this thing that said, what breaks you will actually give light to others. And how is that true? I think sometimes when we see someone who you know has been through so much in their life, it shows, right, on their skin. And it shows in their hands, in their feet. You can tell the type of journey that a man walked by looking at his toes. You know, how they have functioned in society that was constructed before they were even here. And so when we see a man's toes, if they have really bad toenails, you could tell they worked really hard. They've suffered a lot tremendously in their life, and they've managed to not only survive but thrive in a world that is so conflicting and destructive at times. For any mother that has survived the passing of a child, I think it's important to connect one-to-one and be able to face those situations that have passed. Excuse me. I think it's important to recognize how important it is to connect with others who have been through the same experiences. So in these clinics for post-traumatic stress disorder, which many of us suffer from, there is hope for people to stop suffering, and basically holding up that stop sign. Understanding that was a memory, that was a situation, that was an incident, that was a trauma, that was back there. Here in the now, I can see a beautiful picture, I can see my face, and I can see a light coming from the window, things around me that help ground me. This is blue. The recording button square is red, and there's hot pink Post-its back there. That's a beautiful picture. It looks like a scene in Paris. I got my kids' toys behind me and things like that. So consciousness and awareness of our reality is helpful to be able to progress in the temporal form that we're given. And temporal meaning at any point the skin can change. We could get tattoos, we could get our nails colored or painted. So when we talk about the flesh as a temporal existence, we can understand how these things can change, or these things can evolve. Tomorrow there might be another wrinkle on my forehead. Who knows? Tomorrow I might have a gray hair. We don't know. And so now it's fun to introduce the concept of God, and why a lot of people want to ask and question everything and relate it to the G-O-D. What is the G-O-D? What is the J-E-S-U-S? What is the B-U-D-D-H-A? What is the presence of light within? What is the presence of darkness around us? How is it the same? And why do we think it's different? There are so many of us in this universe that feel helpless, and there are many of us that feel empowered. And how do we move our own energy? How do we find our own chi? How do we harness the ninja within and why are some things cool to some and not cool to others? When do we get to the state of acceptance in us and in others? And how do we get to a place of understanding and healing? That takes experience in different countries. That takes understanding in different situations. That takes the sympathy and compassion of finding others who have suffered through experiences that were there, over there, not here anymore. So understanding this tool is the computer we make. So I'm going to feed in this computer. I eat the right things. I know the right people. I have the right connections. I manifest the perfect wealth. I manifest the perfect society. All those around me are in peace. I am peace. There is peace around me, and I am peaceful. And through these particles that I own in my body, I'm able to connect with the energies around me that are feeling, that are wise, that are logical. And these people who are willing to listen and comprehend what my messages are going to be connected to me. These days we have the digital world, we have the engineering soundboard, we have the cell phone chips, the cell phone magnets, we have connections from Los Angeles to New York to Paris. We hear about Dubai, a new building city. Word around of the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem is us. It's every single person, whether they're a female or a male, a mother or a father or a child. There are many orphans. There are many foster kids. There are many people with disabilities. And we all have something in common. We also have something that is different. Something that moves in the human form has evolved since the Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo sapien, sapien, whatever category is classified under Greek or these evolutionary theories, something about this species of human in 2021 that is still seeking, still wanting, still needing, still learning. And if we can maneuver our philosophy to accept all is well, all is well, all is well, all is well. God has made a way out of no way. God has made the way out of no way. God has made the way out of no way. God has made the way out of no way. The good Lord God has made the way out of no way. The way out of no way. So what exactly is the force behind peace? What exactly is the force? How do we use the force to our advantage? To walk around the world without a question is to be or not to be. There is a temple around the corner, St. Michael's, where monks, Christian Catholic monks, walk around without sound. They don't talk. They walk around in a solitary pose of contemplation, it seems. To the inquisitive mind, we think, why are they not speaking? Why are they not talking? Have they been through so much in their life that now they're just existing without sound? It's possible. I ate in the dark yesterday because the lights were off, and I could smell my food. I could taste my food more. And I have a father who's now 83 or 84, and I'm thinking, what must your world be like now? to not be able to hear as well, to not be able to see as well, to not be able to taste as well. What must it be like to have the joy of a grandchild at home? What must it be like to be in their shoes? I've walked the shoes of the father of my children, and I felt like a clown. Not only because the shoe size was like 11 or 13 or 14, and my shoe size is, like 7.5, 8 in female sizes. And the shoes were too big for me. And in the same way, to follow in the footsteps of my father and my mother, that is on my mind. Living up to their legacy is wanting to be and aspire for greatness. Not just Koreans who respect their elders, but Filipino children very much so want to respect their elders. We come from a war-torn country that was not only pillaged and plundered by Americans, but we have seen the effects of chemical bombs, and our streets are lined with amputees who are bleeding or blind. Hopefully this message will, alleviate some of that suffering over there. And as a first generation of immigrant parents from the Philippines, I would hope that a 12-minute video could enlighten my children to know that sometimes there's villages that have no running water. And if you don't take a shower or bath once a week, by a certain day, you won't have cleanliness. You won't have the opportunity to do so because there is no tub, there is no shower, there is no hot water. You warm up water in a pot. You pour the hot water into the bath. This is an everyday thing. This is not something that goes unnoticed. Mindfulness of their smiles, mindfulness of their joy running through muddy puddles in the rain, mindfulness of the materialistic wealth in the world of big SUVs and big mansions, and mindful of those who have the most beautiful hands, withered and torn and scraped and bloody, and mindful of the feet that have walked the earth before me.